Hey guys, I'm Ben. I'm going to show you guys my new 2020 Ram Promaster 159 build. If you've seen my last videos, this build is quite a bit different on the inside, but it's pretty much the same van on the outside. It's a 159 Ram Promaster 2020. It still has the same package as all my other vans with the 6-way seats, which are much more comfortable than the stock seats. I highly recommend them. You know, if you want to be really comfortable if you're driving for a long time, find those seats. So it's got the overhead cubbies, lock and glove box, and it's got navigation, which is something I didn't really think would be as useful as it is, because it's nice to just be able to put in my directions and be able to play my podcasts and stuff without it constantly being interrupted. All right, so this is a brand new build out. This one's quite a bit different than I've done in the past, where usually there'd be a sink right here. So you could kind of double down on the sink as being like an outdoor shower as well. I decided to change it to kind of open the flow and make the feng shui of the van itself quite a bit better. With the sink here, if there was two people in here, moving past each other was very difficult if somebody was cooking while somebody was, you know, at the sink doing dishes. Lowering the one side for seating and raising everything else to the other side made a lot of sense to kind of keep everything open. It feels huge inside of here, even when there's two people. By doing that, you were able to kind of change everything up so it feels like you have a seating area, eating area, cooking area, you know, sleeping area, and it really flows with everything and it makes it feel so much more homey. My whole design based on the van as well was to keep everything very organic. I love wood, I love natural tones, I like stone. I always do a huge slab of live edge for the countertops. So just to bring everything so it's very organic. So I put a lot of thought into the kitchen area. I love to cook, so it's really important that that is pretty much the main focus of the van. I have a 3-burner range and a full oven. I have a humongous workspace that is a spalted maple slab, and it was split right down the middle, so I was able to do this beautiful resin fill on it. I was able to take the back edge of the live edge and roll it up and do this beautiful slate backsplash. Storage is always really important in the kitchen, so I have these huge upper cabinets that fit a ton of groceries. It kind of acts like a pantry. I've got some lower drawers that I use specifically for heavier stuff, canned goods, sauces, things like that. And I've got a very large fridge and freezer. 75 quarts, and it's split up into a freezer and a fridge, and I can either have 2 fridges, 2 freezers. Everything's controlled with Bluetooth on my phone, so it'll actually let me know if there's anything wrong, if my temperatures get without, you know, in a range where it's not gonna keep my food. Also underneath the sink, I've got 2 drawers. So one of them's great for keeping toiletries, shampoos, soaps, cleaning supplies, all sorts of stuff, and one that pulls out for a trash bin as well. All the drawers are touch latch, so I can just push and open, so it's very convenient to if I have my hands full, and it keeps them locked as well. So when I'm driving, I don't have to worry about my drawers flying open or anything like that. The drawers themselves, I dovetailed, so they're extremely strong. Even if you were pulling against latches and stuff like that, they will not come undone. I did a spalted maple inlay in the front of the drawers just to keep that organic flow going with the van. And I did built-in cutlery drawers as well, so everything stays very organized. Also right above the kitchen area, I've got a Max Air fan. It's remote controlled, temperature sensor, rain sensor, the works. So if I am cooking something where I'm boiling some water, it's getting hot in there, I can vent it out very easily. And the fan's reversible as well. And underneath the upper cabinets, I have outlets underneath the cabinet. So it's very nice to keep your workspace clean if you're using blenders or Instant Pot or mixers, anything like that. The sink itself, I've got a 6-gallon gray water reservoir underneath of it and 20 gallons that it's plumbed in from the back with an over-the-wheel well water tank that keeps everything in the garage area very open. There's a water filter on the cold water line, so all my cold water tap is filtered, but I don't have an individual tap for that filtered water, so there is some cross-contamination. Some people complain about it, but for me, just having filtered water is absolutely fine. If I needed to, I could just let it run for a second or two and then collect that water. The van also has hot water too, so the gas line is hooked up to the oven, and it's also hooked up to the hot water heater. And with the sink itself, I actually have a recirculation system where I can purge my hot water line and actually put all the hot water that's usually wasted when you're opening a tap and waiting for the water to get hot, and it recycles it back into the tank, so I don't have to unnecessarily fill up my gray water tank and waste water. Next to the sink, I've got a Lagoon table mount. So it's a great aspect of the van where it's a multi-purpose kind of thing. I can move the table from above the bed to above the seating in 3 different positions over here, so I can either lean up against the bed and work on a computer if I want to be lazy and put my feet up. I can sit it over here so it will face over and 2 people can sit, and it would be like a perfect dining table. So the oven is gas and so is the hot water tank. There's an 11-pound propane cylinder in the back. Gas should always make you a little bit nervous if you have it inside of a vehicle because it's an explosive gas. So I've made a solenoid that goes on top of the gas tank. So I'm able to remotely turn on the gas tank from the front of the cab. I don't have to go around back every time I need to turn it on or off. And that way the gas does not flow to the lines unless I tell it to. So that way it just adds this whole level of protection. There is liquid propane and explosive gas detection inside the van as well. That's kept very low because it is a heavier gas. Just for that added safety, I have lights all over the van. So I've got under cabinet lights, I've got outside lights underneath the van, and then I've got lights over the bed and lights over the house. So everything's on different dimmers, so I can, keep the bed dim if I wake up in the morning and need to see where I'm going around, or I can, just keep the back of the van lit up if I'm back there reading or whatever, so it's very convenient. Next to the sink, I've got an entire control module for the van itself. I've got switches so you can turn on the power inverter, because every time that you do turn on your inverter, even if you have nothing plugged into your outlets, you are still using power. So it's kind of wasteful just to have it running all the time. So you want to be able to very conveniently turn it on and off. Also, I've got a couple of DC plugs next to it as well. And that way, if I needed to charge my phone or anything with a USB, I can plug it into that and avoid using the inverter entirely. And it's just a little bit more power management in case I am in a situation where I might not be getting a lot of sunlight, or I do need to be a little bit more conscious of how much power I'm using. Inside the van itself, for the electrical system, I've got 110 outlets kind of scattered throughout above the countertops, inside the bench seats, on both sides of the bed. In addition to the electrical system, I've got 320 watts of solar on the roof in 2 panels. So that's able to bring in plenty of amperage if I'm able to get a lot of sun throughout the day. I'm not obstructed parked in the woods or anything like that. And also I'm able to charge everything while I'm driving. The charge controller can sense exactly what's coming into the van either way. So whenever my starting battery is fully charged, it will actually turn back and it'll start to charge my house batteries as well. For the house battery, I have 2 100 amp hour lithiums, which is plenty to power everything in the van and then also charge everything that I need to. So the sleeping area is really nice. It's a full-size bed, very comfortable for 2 people. I've done headboard, footboard cutouts, so if you're taller, I'm 6'2" and I can stretch out no problem. At the headboard, I have a motion window and also a motion window in the sliding door as well. But what that does is I can just crack that at nighttime and turn on the fan, and it is like hurricane force winds across you. So it helps to keep you really cool, especially because I'm a very hot sleeper. On the back doors, I have some coat hooks, so I can have hanging space for any of my down jackets and puffies and stuff like that I don't want to cram and put into any kind of bins. And I've got a 2-door upper cabinet at the foot of the bed too. And that's perfect for clothes. I usually use the small fabric cube bins. It keeps everything organized and I can easily just pull one out, grab what I need, and slide it back in. Another part of the van is the bathroom. So this is a huge storage compartment. Half of it is a toilet. I can access it very easily. It's very tucked away. It's a Dometic cassette toilet, so it's in 2 pieces. It's very easy to empty. I am very against the composting toilets on the road, and then the other half is just open storage. All right guys, thanks for watching. I hope you liked the tour video. Follow my page at VistaVans and subscribe to these videos because I want to do a lot more of this. I want to do more tutorials and show you guys exactly how I'm able to achieve this and what kind of tools I use and everything else. So go ahead and follow it and leave me some feedback and some comments, and I'd love to get back to you.